Vibrato is an expressive tool that all flutists can learn, and high school flutists especially are ready for this skill once you have a nice, strong tone and a focused sound. Many flutists develop vibrato in a natural way without doing exercises, just by imitation, by listening to their flute teacher, listening to other flute players. And if a flutist is also a singer, it may be easy for them to develop vibrato because we produce vibrato in the same way that singers do. Some of you may have developed a natural vibrato or done some vibrato exercises with a teacher already, and some of you may not be sure how to produce vibrato. I'm going to show you several exercises today that will help you with beginning the development of vibrato and also with developing control of your vibrato. So the first exercise is when I have a student beginning a vibrato study, we begin by hissing like a snake. And we start to put some pulses into that hiss. So I have students do some slow pulsing with that hiss. So try this. So what I'm doing there is blowing faster air, stronger air, and relaxing and backing off in order to make those pulses. Once a student can do some slow pulses with their hissing, then we speed up those pulses, maybe try to do it faster, even double speed. And then we pick up the flute and begin trying to use some of this pulsed air while we make a flute sound. So when you're doing this hissing, you should notice what you feel inside your body. You probably at first, especially with the slow hissing, will feel something in your abdominal area pushing the air. And as you hiss faster, even up to very fast speeds like this, you will feel the control of the vibrato and the little muscles that are making a change in the airstream happening in the throat area here. So now, once a student can hiss at various speeds and explore what it feels like in their body, and anything you feel is okay as long as you are making some pulses with the hiss sound, you are ready to pick up your flute and try some pulses with your air on a flute note. So it's best to take a low register note that's easy and comfortable. We're going to take B flat today and try to make some pulses with our air on a low B flat. Begin with slow pulses like this. And what I'm doing there is blowing faster air and slower air, pushing a little bit more the air into the flute and relaxing a little bit more. And what you hear is a change in dynamic level. The sound gets louder and softer, and also a change of pitch. The pitch gets sharper and flatter. So we do have a change of both volume and pitch that happens when we produce vibrato. So once you're making some pretty clear pulses like that, you want to set your metronome on 60. Can you hear that? Okay, 60 is the tempo of seconds. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi. That's the old way I was taught to find the tempo of seconds. Or you can look at an analog clock and look at the second hand. Put your metronome on 60 or find an approximate slow tempo of 60 and try to do some pulses at that speed. Okay, so that's like doing quarter note pulses with your vibrato. Then you want to increase the speed to eighth notes, so 2 per beat. And then you want to play triplets with your vibrato, so 3 per beat. And we'll continue increasing to 16th notes, or 4 vibratos per beat. Now we're even going to take this up 2 more levels and try to do 5 per beat. Fives are a little tricky for students to think of. You just want to think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can think North Carolina, South Carolina, or Strawberry Sunday, chocolate Sunday, pineapple Sunday. Those are all 5-syllable phrases that you can use. We're going to try to do 5 pulses per beat. And finally, 6 pulses in a beat, so 2 little triplets within each click. And that's getting pretty fast. That's about the fastest speed a flutist ever needs to use their vibrato. So if you can pulse comfortably on a low register note, all of these speeds, and this takes weeks, by the way, it takes days or weeks. This is not something you can do in one day usually. Some flutists are comfortable with the slow speeds of vibrato, and some are more comfortable with the fast speeds of vibrato, but we want to develop a range of speeds, so you want to work on that with your metronome or your clock, and then you can do the train exercise. This exercise is without the metronome, it's free, and it's just beginning with a slow vibrato in an unmeasured way, but gradual way, increasing your speed to a fast vibrato. It's like a train getting started, pulling out of the station. It goes faster and faster and faster, and the wheels turn faster. So that would sound like this, going from slow to fast. Okay, and then you can also do that reverse, starting with a fast vibrato and getting slower. This is a B flat still. Maybe even ending on a straight note. And if you can increase your speed from slow to fast and fast to slow in a gradual way, you have really nice control of your vibrato. Okay, I'm going to share a screen here and show you an exercise that I use with my students online. This comes from a really nice blog, a flutist named Dr. Kate Hummel. I wanted to show you a picture of her. Here's the top of her blog there. Dr. Kate Hummel has a very interesting blog called Dr. Kate's Flute Tips at wordpress.com with many interesting exercises. And I like this exercise that she put up for developing vibrato because the notes change. It's a little more interesting to play. And my students really have success with doing this page of vibrato exercises. So this increases the speed more gradually. Every measure, we're doing a different pace of vibrato pulses. And I'll put my metronome on for this again. And what you're seeing here with the rhythm is what you're going to do with your vibrato. So you're going to start with eighth note pulses and then triplets and then 4s, 5s, and 6s. So here's how you would do this exercise. And I've completed the sequence on G. Now the exercise begins again on A flat. Okay, and I'll show you the rest of the page here in case you want to screenshot or pause the video and practice this. It continues going up on A and B flat there. A couple more levels, and you can really choose any notes you like with this exercise for working on vibrato. Another thing you can do is take an easy scale that you're comfortable with, 1 octave. I'm going to do B flat, and you can increase your speed of vibrato as you go up the scale. So I'm going to increase the speed of vibrato about every 2 notes. So I'll start with eighth note pulses for 2 notes, and then I'll do triplets, and then I'll do sixteenths until I'm doing fives and sixes on the last couple of notes. So here's how you could do that with your vibrato on a B flat scale. And I get sharper, I think, when my vibrato gets faster. That's something you have to watch and work on. So I got up to 5 and 6 vibratos on my last note there of the scale. So you can make up exercises like that. And this is all very mechanical way of learning and getting control of vibrato. And once you're good at this, you can relax a little bit and not count and measure your vibrato as you apply it to melodies and pieces in a natural way. Um, so I want to say that all of these exercises are too much to do in one day if you are an absolute beginner at vibrato. Some of you may be more advanced or already have a vibrato that's developed, and you can step in anywhere you think the exercises will be useful for you, and you can maybe do more of these. If you're a beginner, you're going to start with just some hissing and pulsing at the slow speeds. And it really does take a few weeks of building up all these speeds to develop the range of vibrato that's possible on the flute. So I hope that's helpful to you. Happy practicing. Enjoy practicing your low notes and your high notes. Don't forget to play down to your lowest note, C or B, and up to your highest note, high C, every day. And enjoy practicing vibrato. Open your band folder and practice some of the music that you have assigned from school. And have a great day. Bye.